Okay, I'm going to show you how to create a very quick table of sample data within Microsoft Excel. So this is using the autofill feature that is in one of my earlier videos, and by leveraging this, it makes it so much easier to work with. And I'm going to show you an example. So before I get started, I want to show you that if I go over here and go to my options and I go all the way down to my advanced and I go to my custom list, I have a custom list that has some names in here. So these are people who I know, right? And I want to use them in my example. And so I'm just going to type in the first one in my list, and that's Toodles. And if I go down through here, and it automatically enters in those people's names. And let's say that I want I want quarterly data, right? And so I can just say first quarter. I'm going to just abbreviate that. And I'm going to take that over here, first, second, third, fourth. And I want to fill this with a bunch of data, right? And one of the easiest ways to do this is if I know that I want a certain range, I can use rand between, one of my favorite functions in here. And it asks for a bottom value and a top value. And so I want minimum is 6,873 and my maximum is 12,543, right? And it automatically gives me just a value. And then what I can do is I can just drag this all the way over here. And then I can also just say double click and it automatically fills this in. Now the problem with this is that this data is always going to change. If I go in here and I say, oh, I want to put in my totals, notice that every time I make a modification, it causes the entire worksheet to refresh and it changes those values. Now, since this is sample data, who cares, right? Now, another feature that I like is that if I go here and I highlight all of this and then I go one cell over to the right and one cell down, I can go up here and I can hit sum and it'll automatically put in the equals sum in everything. And so now I have my sample data with all my sums in here. Now, what I want to do is I want to take these values in here so that every time I make a modification to this worksheet, it doesn't automatically update. And what I can do is I can go in here and take this and I can just simply say I want to copy. I'm doing Control C. And notice I get my little zippy lines around there. And I can say I'd like to paste just the values. Boom. And so now what that does is instead of having a rand between, it just takes the value and it just automatically posts that. And I hit escape. And now my system is all ready to go. I now have my totals. And what I might want to do is I might want to say, you know what, I want those right justified. I can do a bunch of different things. Maybe I want the top row to look like money. So I just put in this and I say, you know what, I don't want to see decimal places. And then I want to put the comma in for everything else. Boom, no decimal places. And now maybe I want this to be bold. And voila, now I've got everything that I want in my table. Now, the other thing that I might want is maybe I want some dates in here. Now, if you saw my earlier video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert this and I want to put in some dates. By putting in dates, this makes it, this is just another feature that you might want. And to put in a date, the easiest way to do this is also to use that rand between, but you got to understand how they work. And so if I know what today is, so once I get this equals today, and I say, you know what, I want to know what the value is. So the number value is 444,000. So I can just say I want equals rand between. And I want, let's say 40,998 and 44,496. And it gives me values. Now it looks like money. That's fine. I don't care about that right now. And what I can do is then I can just say, you know what is that if I turn that to a short date? And now it gives me a bunch of sample dates because what this does is I'm just using that rand between to automatically calculate and give me some value that I can convert into a date. And then all I need to do is take this, copy it, and then paste the value. And now I have actual dates in here. The totals, who cares? Even though it says, you know what, you just put another column in here. They're not numbers, and I'm not sure if that's really what you want to do. Don't care, just disregard those. But what this does is now I have these dates in here. So literally I did this in less than 4 minutes or less than 5 minutes, and I have a whole bunch of data in here. It's formatted the way I want to. I have summary, it's all great. So this is just a quick way for me to create some sample data. And if I wanted to, I could keep adding more names down here, and I could just keep adding everything and then using the autofill and dragging it down. So that's just a little sample from me to you to create those sample tables very, very quickly and using that autofill feature.